Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Back to another video of Under the Mat by Power Wrestling. I am your current speaker, the fifth animal, half owner of Power Wrestling, professional online wrestling entertainment revolution. And I am going to walk you through my character, Noah Cage. This time I'm going to show you the character creation of a Friday Night Fire superstar and Dragon Gate champion. Here's a few highlights. I'll get to those, but this is Noah Cage, and as I create him, I will talk to you about his gimmick and his story, which is quite interesting. So for those of you who don't know our Noah Cage, it's time you do. This is my second favorite call after Black Falcon. I have more fun with Black Falcon, but Noah Cage is more so my serious guy, and he is more so that special piece that's created from me. And you know, we all have that one creation that we feel is just a piece of us and like us in so many ways. But yeah, Noah Cage. So watching this, I want to first tell you 3 reasons why you should watch Noah Cage in our shows and why he's so awesome. First reason is because he's a man of God. If you don't believe in God, then Noah Cage will pray for you every Sunday, sometimes throughout the week if you act up. I don't know his schedule, but he'll pray for you. Second reason is he speaks in third person. Why you should watch someone in third person? Because it's funny as shit. Excuse my language, Noah. The Rock did it, Stone Cold did it, and Noah Cage, he does it with his gimmick, and he does it cleverly, and it's just mucho funny. The third reason why he's so awesome and you should watch Noah Cage is because he knows all, the future to be exact. Now, I know you are probably wondering how the F he knows the future. You probably like, Animal, you sound mad stupid right now, talking about Noah Cage knows the future. So I'll go backwards and explain to you all. Noah Cage's gimmick is a religious one. He finds himself being well connected with his Savior Jesus and Father God. He's very religious, prays, give thanks, reads the word, etc. He's more religious than I am. Now, to explain why he sees the future is because he supposedly has a gift or a blessing. The blessing of foresight. Noah Cage from time to time is enabled with future visions of what is to come and the events leading to it. Sometimes Noah Cage has to decode the future events himself, which leads to his holy Bible, but he reads from the hidden book he likes to call, or is entitled, the Book of Noah. The Book of Noah is based on events that occur as time goes on. It sounds a bit weird, but the best way to explain it though is like the movie Never Ending Story. I don't know if you guys seen it, but if any of you guys seen that movie, you know what I'm talking about. That's an old ass movie, by the way. Never Ending Story. The main character name is Sebastian. He reads the book and things occur at the same time. That's how the Book of Noah is supposed to be. Throughout various shows, you'll see him reading from it, but the camera never catches the book itself. For if they did, the dude Noah Cage would probably catch a holy fit. But Noah Cage sees and knows all though, and this is because it's part of me as well. I created Noah Cage because I'm religious. I believe in Jesus and God. I also feel like I'm blessed with the vision of foresight. Now, I know how silly or weird that may sound to you, but I assure you all that the saying, through God all things are possible, it's true. Many of you who've been around me long enough and, you know, been around me before, just talk to me for a while over time, you'll notice I have a habit or tendency of knowing things before they happen. Call it educated guesses, call it nice predicting, call it lucky, whatever you want to call it, you can call it. I know what I call it, and I like to call it a blessing. Therefore, my dude Noah Cage is blessed with the same thing. When I tell someone this is going to happen or this is likely to happen later on in a matter of hours, weeks, months, whatever, they come back and be like, "You were right, man. I knew it though, man. How you even knew that though, man?" And all I'll be like, "Word, I know." But back to Noah Cage. So Noah Cage does the same as well. In the beginning of Power Wrestling, Noah Cage foretold the coming of Brother Death. It was encoded in different words, but he says something along the lines of, a darkness will enter and a darkness will rise. And Brother Death, he's another character. He has like a Undertaker type gimmick. He has his own story. You'll probably see another video of him. But Noah Cage says something like, a darkness will enter and a darkness will rise. Something like that. Surely enough, Brother Death came in and started to dominate the roster in Power Wrestling. And he still remains unpinned or unsubmitted. On top of that, he foretold the establishment of Black World Order. If you've seen the Dunkulu Under the Mat video, it's an explanation of that whole BWO gimmick and Black Falcons gimmick. But on top of that, like I say, he foretold that whole thing, and he said darkness will rise. Now, as racist as it may sound, the BWO group is of dark-skinned people, and they surely enough formed together and rose to the top. BWO held the most of the Power Championships recently. Now, does Noah Cage know his stuff, or does he know his stuff? The answer to that question is he's blessed. Moving on, the man speaks in third person. That is funny, but he does it for a reason. If you've ever watched the man come to the arena, notice that he comes from the Amazon. That's what the announcer says. I get questions a few times asking, why does Noah Cage come from the Amazon? And this is why. Because Noah Cage was adopted. He was originally from Ohio, and he was actually born in Ohio. However, he was born in Ohio. He was abandoned at the age of 2 months. Very young. It happens. Bad things happen. But, blessings happen as well. So, he was born in Ohio and abandoned at the age of 2 months. And it was on a cold and rainy night. An Amazonian woman came across the 2-month-old baby near the steps of a church. And she came across Noah Cage, basically. No one knew the child name, where he came from, etc. The Amazonian woman was completing a traditional religious practice in Ohio with other former Amazonians before she returned to her own hometown, or home village, I should say, in the Amazon. It's not known what the Amazonian woman heard, but Noah Cage has said before, and I quote, "The night of abandonment, Noah Cage heard a voice, the voice of an angel, assuring protection and security. Noah Cage remembers loud thunders, but Noah Cage also remembers the smile of an angel. Noah Cage heard a second angel speak and assured the first angel that raising a child has been said and written in the book of Noah." Like, really? Noah Cage is my dude and all, but I'd be like, you remember all this when you were 2 months old? Nah, I'm joking. Noah Cage he's funny, he's my dude. But anyway, let's fast forward a bit. Noah Cage winds up getting raised in the Amazon with this Amazonian woman, would basically wound up being his mother, and along with other Amazonians, he was brought up in a village. He is brought up to learn of the nature and man and God and everything. His real name is unknown, and his adopted mother never gave him a name. She always referred to him as my blessing. At the age of 10, Noah Cage came upon the entrance of a cave while chasing a mysterious light that seemed to shine in the corner of his eye. Once he entered the cave, he heard a voice, and the light shined bright. The voice said to him, "He who has entered will be known. Thy name is Noah Cage, and I will never accept anything other than Noah Cage as thy name." So Noah Cage basically took it as a holy blessing and a holy name. He walks around calling himself Noah Cage and never says I, me, or anything less than Noah Cage. He speaks in third person like everyone else refers to him. He refers to himself as the name his father gave him, Noah Cage. So, lastly, Noah Cage is religious and a man of God. I'm not going to get too much into his whole story of many layers because there's so much about Noah Cage people don't know, and I could probably write a whole book and story about Noah Cage's life. So let's, in a few, we'll take a look at his body, no homo intended, and I'll explain a few things based on what you see as I continue to create him. But, there's a lot about Noah Cage, and people watching the shows, you'll find out different things about him. Like, there was an episode or a few episodes where he had a vision of this floating head, and it wound up being his birth father in spirit trying to talk and converse with him. And the night of the pay-per-view, which was, I think it was Global Meltdown, or at Discharge. No, it was at Discharge, our draft pay-per-view. He had won the Dragon Gate Championship fighting America Man, and during that match he was hearing voices and he was struggling, trying to figure out if he should win the title or not. But a lot was going on with him, and it's purposely set up that way to reveal more about his story. Noah Cage has a long history about him and his religion and everything he was brought up as. Throughout many episodes, just watching Noah Cage, he's a very interesting character based on not only on his gimmick but his personality. There's a lot unveiled between him and other superstars as far as what is to come, because he has that foresight. He has that blessing of a vision of foresight. So, watch the shows at youtube.com/adminanimal, or you can go onto our website, read more, see more, at WrestlingPowerOnline.com. Again, the website is WrestlingPowerOnline.com. You can get more information about the shows and Noah Cage there. But definitely one of the main characters of Power Wrestling to look out for and watch. So soon I'll be explaining, more stuff based on what you see. The scars, putting scars on Noah Cage. That refers to his teenage years during the Amazon. He wind up meeting a few people who tried to mislead him in his faith, and they were more so a cult. That evil temptation that always comes in and don't like anything that goes on dealing with God. So, he basically got misled for a while, like a whole year, and wound up cutting himself, believing that it was the Lord's work. So he did stuff like that. He harmed himself and thought he had to punish himself for different things. But, sure enough, he got out of that. I won't get too much into it because I'll be, telling too much spoilers for other storylines in the league. But other than that, he has a faded white tattoo, which was also part of that. He felt that he needed to mark himself in order to prove himself to his father. That was also during his teenage years, during the time of him being misled and being in the cult. Around that same time, his mother had died too, or his adopted mother had died. So, he was going through an emotional depression at the same time, meeting new people coming into the village, and as he worked his way out and around the village following religious practices that his Amazonian mother did, he came across new things. It's just like anything. When you bring something out of its natural habitat, he encounter new things, and new things happen, mistakes happen, etc., etc. So that faded tattoo and ink and the scars is all from his, mid-pass of his teenage years. Something else to look at is his brace, his knee brace. That's something that he got recently. Our last pay-per-view, 15 Minutes of Fame, he had a casket match. And I know what y'all thinking, how you did a casket match in the game WWE 13? There's not even a casket match. We make anything happen in Power Wrestling. That's just what we do. We just so creative. I don't care what anybody say. If we have the vision, we make it happen. Especially me, Noah Cage. But anyway, yes, he has a leg brace on, and there's a part in the match where he winds up hurting himself. Still waiting to hear from officials and doctors to see what happened. But when he returns, he's more likely going to be wearing a brace, because I think he torn something or broke something. I'll have to find out. I have to talk with other people. But yeah, don't judge, because only God can judge me.